So, today we're in beautiful Cordoba, the town that we live in, and let me tell you something about it if you don't know anything about it. Towering behind me is a beautiful edifice built by Napoleon called La Sagrada Familia in the 1920s. It is...
Charlie, what are you doing, man? That's complete nonsense. This is lies. Like, this is the Mesquita. It's like the Mosque Cathedral. It was built by the Muslims around 711. Like, why are you lying to all these people?
Because lying is fun.
Actually, lying is quite fun. And I also think it's quite motivating for students. So here's a project that we've made, and we've entitled it Learn English Through Lying.
Check it out.
Learn English through lying!
So this idea is totally inspired by one of Nikki Hockley's digital literacy lessons about the Pacific Northwest tree octopus. Here are some links, and I'll put them again later on this page. Now, that lesson gets students to do a WebQuest reading activity about the aforementioned tree octopus before revealing that it's actually all made up. And then there's a worksheet for students to analyse what exactly made all of these lies so credible. I did this last year with my mainly Russian Latvian teens at International House Riga, Latvia, and they were absolutely appalled that they had been so easily tricked by their trustworthy teacher and the horrible internet. In fact, they were so appalled that they thought it would be a splendid idea to try and trick other students worldwide in a similar way. Only this time they would do it for April Fool's Day, and they would do it as a listening activity. Now, the subject which they wanted to trick their intended stooges had to be something that they didn't think they would know much about and would be easily duped. So, Latvia.
Hello from International House Riga, Latvia. We have made a short video to tell you some information about our country. We have also prepared a worksheet for you to complete whilst watching. We hope you understand us. But please watch.
So my students went to work, coming up with the most ridiculous, far-fetched things they thought that anyone could possibly believe about Latvia. And then they made a list of questions for their intended victims to answer whilst listening. They used an app called TELLAGAMI. This is a really good app. It's free. It does have some in-app purchases if you choose to spend some money, but it can be free and it's cross-platform. This app meant that they didn't have to appear on camera, and I think that these avatars, they look great, don't they? They're really cute. Now, I must make this clear. This activity was not to perpetuate lies about Latvia. It was just to momentarily fool people before there was a second video clip with this big reveal and a list of questions for all the students to do a genuine web quest about Latvia. So my students were so excited, and following some of the rules that they just learnt from the Nikki Hockley lesson, they came up with some of their most creative work, but also linguistically it was some of their most expansive work. They would constantly come up to me and say, how can I take this up a level to make this sound a little bit more formal and to make it more believable?
In 1991, Latvian citizens refused to use cars. Since cars were refused in Latvia, ecology started to grow. Latvians use horses and bicycles as the primary mode of transport.
Spread pizza plays a very important role in Latvians' life. It is unlike other pizzas, and it is still made according to old recipes.
Beer fighting, it's the best contest you could ever imagine. Men who participate should
Wow, that's amazing. You can see long stretches of speaking, a lot of high vocabulary, and quite a few collocations, and very, very well organized.
Yeah, I mean, they worked really hard on it. It was a writing piece, first of all. They were so motivated because they knew that it would be going out to other students for other language academies around the world, and it meant that they certainly organised it, and they wanted to find these chunks of language that make it more believable. So they all pushed themselves to go up a level, and I haven't seen that before. I mean, if you've ever taught Russian teenagers, they don't often seem that enthusiastic. They might be, but this was different. They were really so enthusiastic about this.
Right, so the motivation level...
Yeah, it was massive. And also when they recorded this, we recorded a lot of them in class, and they went home, downloaded their own telegamis, and they started re-recording theirs so that they would sound better. And that for me that's the jackpot, because it means that they were listening back to themselves and deciding, I can do this better. And then they were re-recording it, and some of them were doing it like 3 or 4 times. and thinking they were cheating.
And also the fact that you use avatars, which allows teachers to be able to project this without having any legal problems or...
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got to be responsible. I think that the internet is a fantastic thing, a brilliant resource and a great way of showing our work, but e-safety is also important, and TELLAGAMI is only one of a lot of these different apps that you can use, but it's great because using an avatar means that you're protecting their identity.
For April's Fools, usually I use for the little ones, I use flying penguins done by the BBC.
The BBC thing, yeah, that's brilliant. BBC's got a long history of doing these great pranks. I still use do you ever see the old 1950s spaghetti farming?
I have.
It's brilliant. I've used that in loads of classes. Okay, guys, so that's the video. Really hope you liked it.
Please subscribe, share it, and send us your videos. We love to see them.
Yeah, absolutely. Please pass this around. We are essentially teachers making resources for teachers. So please pass it around and we'll take a look at anything you do. And just remember one other thing. Don't believe anything you see on the internet.